All right, so moving on to our next story, huge controversy around something that shouldn't have a huge controversy. So, in case some of you may not have heard, there's a movie coming out called Captain Marvel, based around a really big character in the DC universe. No, no, that's Shazam, actually. Uh, Tristan, you remember Shazam used to be Captain Marvel, right? A long time ago. Do you remember
Yeah,
that? Or no?
I remember you just
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about it
yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit.
Okay, but what's actually going on here is so we've posted the GoFundMe in the chat, and it is available. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, it's in the description box down below. So, looking at this GoFundMe right here, it says, as you can tell from the picture, it says, every girl deserves to know she can be a hero. Send girls to see Captain Marvel. Learn more and donate. GoFundMe.com/Captain Marvel. Hashtag Captain Marvel Challenge. Now, at first, right, I have to be real with everybody. At first, when you hear about this, my thought was, is this legit? Because you worry a lot about GoFundMe's because there's this idea that a GoFundMe has less accountability than a Kickstarter does, which I don't believe that's true, but you can start things up a bit easier depending on what it is. Like if you're making a piece of technology, right, Tristan? Like let's say I sit back and I'm like, I'm going to make a new video game console. And it's like, Matt, who in the fuck are you? And I'm like, the guy that's going to make a new video game console. On Kickstarter, I need a prototype. I don't need one on GoFundMe. So
Right.
on Kickstarter, when you're making the Kickstarter for it, you need to show them a working prototype. For GoFundMe, you don't need it.
The game toaster.
Basically. So when it comes to this GoFundMe, at first I was a little nervous. Then when you read up on it, you're like, oh, this is actually basically, so starting the GoFundMe is We Have Stories, which says, we have stories, would love your help in providing these young women from Girls Inc. LA with an opportunity to have a film experience with many elements that are female led. By the way, let's actually show the GoFundMe as we're talking about it. And it says, about Girls Inc. of Greater LA. Girls Inc. of Greater Los Angeles serves girls in Title I schools in South Los Angeles, Watts, and Compton. Many Girls Inc. participants are considered quote unquote at risk through no fault of their own due to circumstances such as family poverty, gang surroundings, and even homelessness. Still, girl-based challenges affect all young girls regardless of income, ethnicity, or education. Girls Inc. Girls Inc. of Greater Los Angeles provides hundreds of girls with life-changing support and real solutions to the unique issues they face. And there's a website and everything, right? And they even show you the cost breakdown: 13 per child ticket, 13 refreshments per child, and 17 per chaperone ticket, right? And then talking about, hey, we're actually a nonprofit organization, and they're giving all of this info. So at first, when you just look at the picture, I'm like, I don't know about this one. But then actually looking at it, you're like, oh, this is actually really nice. This
Right.
isn't a terrible thing at all. But then the internet came in and was just like, hold my beer. And somehow we've turned this into a controversy. Tristan, so why do you think it might be a... Let's play a fucking game about this as I'm looking up. Why would you think it's a controversy? Because you're probably going to be wrong.
Probably. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess for me it would be people would automatically jump in and be like, "Oh, well, if it's not for why are they paying for them to go see a movie? You know, it should be for, water or food or clothing or, schooling and that kind of thing."
And here's the funny thing, too, right? No one's ever said that they haven't done that in the past. Just in
Right.
this situation, they're doing it for this. Now, I will admit that is part of it, actually, so you're not wrong. But here's the funny thing, Tristan. I would argue that's not a terrible argument in and of itself.
I guess, but it's also in my other idea about it is though it's not a terrible thing to want, some kids to be able to see a superhero movie that on their own they probably wouldn't get the chance to see. Like at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you're paying for a movie ticket for a kid to go see a movie. Like if you want to support that, fine. If you don't, okay. Like
Yeah, no. That's the thing. Like, I also believe that, too. It's like, if you don't want to
that's
support
a
it,
huge deal. Like why is it
yeah.
such a huge deal?
Well, I'll
If
tell
you
you
don't
why,
want to support
Tristan.
it, then don't.
Well, no, Tristan, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because Brie Larson, who is actually playing Captain Marvel, has discussed this. I believe she actually discussed it on the Colbert Show.
Oh, right. This is
Oh, I
okay.
did tell you about this.
I
Okay.
think, yeah, I think I remember you mentioning this.
Yeah,
Okay.
so she discussed it on the Colbert Show. And then people People like I'm gonna go right here. Ethan Van Shiver. Sorry if I'm actually mispronouncing his name. Really sorry, dude. I want to talk about some of the videos you've made, not your name, and you know, my bad. Right. So sorry if I mispronounced his name. He's posting videos like Brie Larson, ugly Captain Marvel scam. Someone put a stop to this. And you're thinking, oh my god, like I can't believe she's scamming people out of money. Right? Like, what is she scamming people out of? Because think about it, Tristan. Your first thought is, wait, is she like secretly running the GoFundMe? And I can assure you, Tristan, she is not. So it's like, wait, so she's not running it, but what's the problem? And here's the crux of his. Okay, thankfully we can see the picture now. Here is the, because it was cropped a certain way. Here is the crux of his argument. She makes money off of the ticket sales. Now, here's the funny thing, Tristan. We don't know jack squat about her contract. So we don't know if she makes money from the ticket sales. But he comes out, and also other YouTubers as well. We don't want to just pick on him. He's just the one that I've heard about the most and talked about this the most. There could be others as well. So I apologize if there are a bunch of others and it's not just him. But still, though, we have other YouTubers discussing, you know, this issue, quote unquote issue. And you sit back and you're like, wait a minute. Hold on. Like, hold on for 1 second. We don't know her contract. Like, if we knew, oh, she's making money from ticket sales, okay. But even though she is an award-winning actress, she is new to the Marvel game. And I just don't feel as if she's actually getting that ticket revenue money. That's not something every actor goes for. They usually get paid up front. And then until they need to, and I'm talking about any actor here, not like Brie Larson in particular, they get paid up front. And then until they need to promote the movie, they're politely told to fuck off. They're like, you've done your job, leave our presence.
Right.
And you're welcome, by the way. And so I feel like that's just kind of the role of an actor. Like, they do the part, then they GTFO until they have to promote the movie. And so she was just promoting a good cause, in my opinion. And again, we don't know anything about her. Like, because we know that she's getting ticket sales, then I can understand why someone would go, oh, she's getting ticket sales, right? But here's the thing, though. Looking at the GoFundMe, yeah, we have the GoFundMe up now again. $60,000, $60,775, which is breaking its goal, to be fair, which is really nice, but out of a $20,000 goal. Even looking at GoFundMe's initial $20,000 goal, you either have to be making an intellectually dishonest argument, or perhaps, just like with Tristan and I, $20,000 is a lot, right? To Tristan and I, $20K is a lot. But if you're being an honest actor and you're like, no, $20K is a lot. Okay, fine, it is. I agree. But because I feel like the reason why I say people are being dishonest about this, like they're being bad faith actors, potentially, not everyone, but some people might, is because, Tristan, I have a question for you, Tristan. When you're making potentially millions of dollars on a movie, even if you were making hundreds of thousands, why would you want to scam people out of $20K?
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea. She's on, you know, for this feature, it's like you're on a Marvel payroll. So,
not just for one movie, by the way.
Right.
For many movies.
Future franchise.
Yes. No, I'm pretty sure we don't know how many she's signed for, but if she
how
signed,
many she's even signed for?
Because that would be a spoiler, so Marvel has actually kept that on the wraps, but she could be signed for 6. So why would you not, like, 6 movies potentially? Even if she signed for 3 and she wants to get out after the 3rd, she still made good money from 3 Marvel movies, and potentially, I don't know if she can negotiate after every other movie, because I'm sure it's pretty much locked in. But let's say they've signed her for 3. After 3, she can go, I'm Captain Marvel. What are you going to do about it? You want me to leave? Oh, I can leave. And if she's making enough money with those movies, they could be like, please stay, and pay her even more than she's making. So, like, when you're making that much money, and she has a huge resume behind her. I mean, she was in Scott Pilgrim. She was Ramona Flowers. She has a huge resume behind her. She's an award-winning actress. And look, I don't care about award shows, but that does help you on the table when you're negotiating. And it just also looks good in general for your career. Again, I don't really care about award shows, but that's just the way it is. So when you have a $20,000 goal, like, another thing too, by the way, is when someone says it's a scam, Are you assuming that she's siphoning the money?
Yeah.
Because if you're saying no, she's splitting it, then she's getting 10,000. That's a worse deal. Like, I'm just saying, Tristan, like, you want to say that she's scamming. It's like, wait, but why is it a scam? Because she's promoting this. It's going to help her ticket sales, and the kids are going to go see the movie. I'm like, wait, but if the kids are going to go see the movie, and the GoFundMe is about the kids going to see the movie, then that's actually not what a scam is.
Right.
I feel like a scam is, in my opinion, saying she wants the money for herself. Not in ticket sales, but like literally the thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this, and even 60,000. While I'm happy that it broke its goal, it's still not a lot of money, comparatively to what she's making as an actress.
Right.
So, like, I don't know, man. Like, what are your thoughts on this?
No, it just seems like that case. Everyone's looking for, or people on the internet are looking for a reason to, attack something or tear it down.
No, and it's
what the internet's for, apparently.
But it's just interesting though, because like and look, from what I've heard, Ethan Van Shiver, by the way, his YouTube channel is Comic Arts Pro Secrets. Because he used to be actually no, he still does draw comics and create comics. But point is that
that's cool.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But my thing is this though, right? My thing is that so he doesn't like Captain Marvel, which is like totally fine, like as a character, which is fine, right? Like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, you're a sexist. Like no, he doesn't like Captain Marvel. Who cares? But the issue is the amount of videos that he's made on this topic that seems like he's trying to call out Brie Larson. It's just, I don't know. Like it's just, and also just one of those things where you look at YouTube titles of videos, and it's not that it's clickbaity. It's just one of those like it comes off as like the NPC this and SJ Dub that.
Right.
And it's just the fact that
that feels clickbaity to me, but maybe that's just me.
Right. And he calls out, and he's calling out like, oh, Captain Marvel isn't going to do well. Oh, she's trying to boost up ticket sales. And it's like, but again, she's not going to get money from those ticket sales. If you're saying she's trying to boost them up so that she could, what's it called? Like, it just looks good in general. Okay, but like the thing though is that like I feel like people don't understand is like she has not been signed to just one movie. So even if she never gets another movie again because it doesn't do well at the box office, she still will be in other Marvel movies. So you're never gonna, like, funnily enough, I feel like, maybe it's just me, but I feel like if you really don't like Captain Marvel as a character or Brie Larson, you should hope that this movie does very well. Because if this movie does very well, they'll make 3 movies of her, of Captain Marvel, and let's say she's signed to 6 movies, 3 of those appearances will be gone right there, and you don't have to see those movies. What I'm saying is, if they've signed Brie Larson to 6 movies, let's just pretend they're going to want to use her for all of those movies that they paid her for. So if you don't like her as Captain Marvel and don't want to see her there, and we don't want to see her in Infinity War Part 2 Endgame, well, you're going to be a little frustrated when she shows up in like another Captain America with Bucky or another Iron Man. Probably not, but probably not Iron Man. But like she can show up anywhere because they're going to need to use her. I mean, they did that with Chris Evans, where he had appearances, so they actually had him show up in Thor: Dark World.
Right.
He was in the second Thor movie. Loki transformed into him as a joke. Yeah, no, literally, Loki was transforming into people as a joke, and he transformed into Captain America, and they got Chris Evans to be Loki transformed as Captain America for 5 seconds. It was really funny.
Nice.
So. Yeah, no, but that's still technically an appearance. So he used up an appearance, quote unquote. So,
right.
Yeah, no, like, look, man, you can dislike whatever you dislike, but when you're sitting here trying to promote conspiracy theories, and you're like, I don't know, man, like, I feel like when, like, optics, it's all about optics, right? When you say out loud, we have to stop this GoFundMe before it's too late. These children are gonna go see a movie. Are you not the bad guy in a Disney movie at that point? Like, are you not, like a Disney like channel movie? Are you not the bad guy of a Disney Channel movie at that point? Like, have you not maybe stepped, because like you want to talk about ethics, you want to talk about like comic books. Oh, we should also note he has talked about forced diversity in comics before. Yeah, I know Tristan. So Tristan sighed, and his eyes actually rolled back around. Like they did a
They
full
did a
360. They
360 in
did a
my
three.
skull and came back round. Yeah, pretty
But
much.
um, but my thing is this though. You can think whatever you want to, man. But like, when you get to that point when you're sitting here and you're like, but they can't see the movie. It's just like even if just we give in to the conspiracy. Brie Larson is trying to boost up ticket sales, and just maybe she gets money from those ticket sales. Are the kids going to go see the movie or not? It's like
Right.
when someone who's very, very, very far left says to me, I don't know if you've had this happen to you, Tristan. They say to me like, "Oh, those billionaires are just giving millions to charity just so they don't have to pay taxes on them." And I'm like, "But did they give millions to charity or not?"
Yeah.
No, because I don't think the charities are going to be like, "Wait a minute, that's why? Well, let's give all those millions back." It's like, wait, did
Right.
they
We can't
get
accept those millions. You're just dodging taxes.
No,
It's
no,
like,
no. It's like no, no. Did they get the millions or not? Now, look, I'm not saying you can't talk about any type of tax reform or anything like that. We're not talking about politics right now. I'm just saying that like when someone who aligns on the left or the far left, that are friends of mine, say something like that, my thought is, wait, but do you not want them to give the millions? Because we can
yeah,
have other conversations about billionaires and stuff like that, but like, do you not want them to give the millions? So in this case, it just comes off as like, wait, dude, and other YouTubers as well, do you not want them to go to the movies and have a good time? Are you looking at these children's faces and you're just like, no, not today? Like, wait, what? Like, you're just a little confusing to me, that's all. Um, but before we go, yeah, no, these are just baseless conspiracies because, again, we don't even know the extent of Brie Larson's contract. We don't know anything. All we know is that she talked about this on the Colbert Show because, yeah, who wouldn't want to see who wouldn't want to see these girls go to the movies, right? And also the fact that in the actual picture itself, the GoFundMe picture is this hashtag Captain Marvel Challenge. It's just primed to, to like be talked about on some talk show. It has all the makings. There's a hashtag. There's little children. They're going to the movies. It's fucking. It's supposed. That's the thing too, Tristan. It's supposed to be wholesome.
right. Yeah.
And all it takes is one person to be like, but what about a conspiracy? And it's like, well, I will say though, just personally, I don't have the money to donate to this. So if you guys want to donate to this, you totally can. And if you don't, like we said earlier, you don't have to. That's totally fine, right?
Yeah.
Also, another thing too, looking at the amount of money that they've made, again, just as we wrap this up, $60,775. Looking at that money, Tristan, I have a question for you. Do you think that is so many tickets, especially if you're looking at 13 per ticket, 13 per refreshment, and 17 per chaperone? Do you think that that's that many tickets that they're going to break box office numbers and get to number one if they were
Oh,
going to be like number 10 before?
right. Yeah.
No.
No. No.
Like, no. Like, if they were going to be number 10 before in their opening week, they're still going to be number 10.
Yeah.
Like, looking at that amount, like, they did, like, it's been a month that the GoFundMe rather has been open, and it's not reached like $1 million. And think about that too. Like, literally, Brie Larson went on Colbert's show, and of course, I'm sure she's done made the rounds on talk shows as well. And maybe she talked about this other times. I'm unsure, and yet still has not even reached anywhere close to 1 million. Like, that does say something. Like, this isn't some grand conspiracy that everybody's making bank on. Like, it's not even. It made its goal, which is beautiful, but it seems like this organization is quite small. Also, we should note that they're in Astoria, New York. So, hey, New York represent. All right. So, anything you want to say before we wrap this one up, Tristan?
No, I'm good.
All right. All right. So, yeah, I mean, you guys can tell us what you think about this down below. Be polite, but tell us what you think down below. So, all right.